Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Had it the opera on you knuckles. So now, they brought up an old story. I believe it was Clutch Points or somebody. Basically saying, was Draymond Green the reason that Kevin Durant left? And now that you look back on it, I don't think it just was Draymond Green. It was the whole organization as a whole. The whole organization tried to discredit Kevin Durant. They tried to discredit everything that he did for them. And people would be like, oh, well, what about Steph and everything? Steph Curry as well. All of them were guilty of it. They never treated him like he was one of the team, like he was one of the guys. They smiled in his face and talked about him behind his back, and they got burnt for it. Draymond Green too busy over here sucking LeBrownies off. He don't even know what LeBrownies was doing. LeBrownies was doing his best to get you guys broken up so he could do his thing. And you fell for it. And then people kept bringing that narrative of, is him and KD going to fight? Are they going to throw down in Team USA? It's like, nah. Why would they throw down against each other at Team USA? For what? When KD leave, he going back to Brooklyn. Draymond's going back to Golden State. Now, the seasons that Klay Thompson and Steph Curry played with Kevin Durant were their best seasons ever. Kevin Durant elevated everybody's game. And see, that this is what they don't tell you. They don't try to tell you this because they don't want you to even have any thought in your head that Kevin Durant is better than LeBron. And this is how they've always been. Draymond Green was jealous. He was jealous of Klay and Steph early on because they were getting the shine. He wasn't. Then when KD came, he started hating on KD. Because KD was getting the credit for their back-to-back finals wins, which it was a great team effort, but Kevin Durant shot them out the gym. He game threes back-to-back years, he just shot them out the gym. And then you saw a buster over there who quit, who everyone says is a great player, but normally quits and don't want to handle the pressure. And then people will bring up, well, he statistically has more game winners than everybody. Yeah, because he's played longer. But you're telling me with the game on the line, the shot of all shots, you need to win the game. You mean to tell me you picking him over Kobe, Isaiah Thomas, Bird, or Jordan? Hell no. You're not doing that. Or Jerry West. I'll take Jerry West over him for the last shot. And KD over him. But see, this is what they do to you. The media hyped it up and blew it up big. So then that was the tipping point. That's why you heard KD, you mouth read him saying, I can't wait to get out of here, because he was tired of it. He was tired of Draymond's bullshit. He was tired of Draymond running over there like a $2 hoe to go see LeBrownies and tell him about what's going on in the locker room. And then a lot of stuff that KD was trying to do, LeBrownies was taken from him. So, Kevin Durant and that does not like LeBrownies. He don't like KD, and that's cool. But KD shows respect in the media towards LeBrownies by saying that he's a great basketball player, which I don't see it, but everybody else feel he's great. I'm like, a guy who just runs down the court and run people over, I guess, The same thing Shaquille O'Neal did. I guess that makes a great basketball player, a guy who plays football on the basketball court. But if his punk ass went out and played football, he would have got laid on his head. And he'd have cried like a little bitch. Would have cried, straight up. So, but here's the thing. My thing is this. The Warriors organization, Pete Myers and them, were so disrespectful to Kevin Durant. Then they did a backhanded slap by retiring his jersey in Golden State, which to me, like, why would you do that? He didn't even play there long enough. Personally. And see, they save face by doing that, so then they can say, see, we tried to have him stay. Look, we honored him by putting his jersey up in the rafters. And he still denied us. Yeah, he denied y'all because y'all were snakes in the grass. And then when he cut that motherfucker, he saw what y'all true colors were. Draymond just said what everybody else was saying. Then people gonna try to say, oh, his rings don't matter. Why his rings don't matter? Because it didn't fit your narrative? That's all people live in, is a narrative society. They have to go along with everybody else say for them to feel like they fit in. Then they say he joined the 73-9 team when the team got rid of their whole bench to bring him in. The Warriors got weak, actually, when they got rid of their bench. Their bench was the strength of their team. That's why they were winning games, because they were winning games as a collective group. Steph Curry was sitting down in the third quarters because they were blowing teams out because the bench was handling business. But yes, Draymond Green was part of it. It was the whole Golden State Warriors organization that pushed Kevin Durant out the door. And my thing is this: why are you bringing this back up? Why does you can tell the media has a slow day or a slow week? They bring old stuff back up to try to talk about a hypothetical, or they try to talk about what if, like this is Marvel or something. It's like, dog, they bringing shit back up like, was Draymond really the reason? Like, you know he was the reason. Him and the team. Andre Iguodala even said it. When he was going through his injury, the Golden State Warriors forced him to play. They were treating his injury and treating him like shit. They showed you how they felt about Kevin Durant. They trying to force him to play when he had a messed up leg. But see, nobody blames the Warriors organization. Everybody blames KD. The point is to win a championship. Doesn't matter if you stack your team or you draft your team. It doesn't matter. It's you going to win a championship. Then you have some breaks along the way that helps you get to that championship. Golden State grew their team naturally and won naturally. They grew their team naturally. The Lakers, Kobe Bryant teams, they grew that through trades, and they also grew it naturally. They had some guys on there who they drafted, and they groomed them and built them up. So they won through trade and growing their team. The Dallas Mavericks, Dirk's team, they got that team from free agency. They basically created their team through free agency. So it's different ways to stack or build your team. So all these narratives talking about, oh, this championship weekend, it doesn't matter about that. It's how you won the game. LeBron James built his teams through trades, through free agencies, through tampering. So that's how he built his teams. And his friend owns a sports agency, which LeBron James actually runs it, but they put his friend there to make it a cover for him to poach talent, which he does a lot. And it's the facts. The Detroit Pistons grew their team through trade and through free agency. But that Detroit Pistons team that won in 2004, they built their team through trades and free agency. And they drafted some. So it's a combination of building a championship team. The Boston Celtics, from when Bill Russell was playing, they drafted those guys. They groomed those guys to be better. They groomed those guys. The Milwaukee Bucks that won with Kareem, they built that team through the draft, and they made some trades, and they got some free agents. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Teams are built through trade, free agency, and through the draft. The Golden State Warriors built their team through free agency and the draft. And then they traded for some picks for the draft. So you guys have to be smart and stop thinking dumb. You guys follow these dumbass narratives. So if you guys are going to discredit KD's championship, then of course discredit LeBron's championships. Because his championships came with the shortened season, and plus through free agency and through trades. He got a lot of his players. He didn't build his teams up organically. And I've said plenty of times, I didn't have a problem with LeBron. I don't have a problem with him putting together this team. I've never had a problem with him doing it. My thing is, how are you going to say he's great when he does this all the time? That's not greatness to me. And then people are like, well, the KD and LeBron's thing wasn't the same. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it wasn't. KD just brought himself. LeBron's brought another guy and a couple other guys. He brought him, Ilgauskas, I believe Jay Williams, and Bosh with him. Kevin Durant just brought himself. He didn't bring 5 or 6 people with him. KD said, I am that guy. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I laugh when people diss KD. I be like, all right, I guess. And it's funny to me, people who know basketball pick LeBron, and I'm like, why do you pick LeBron? What's so great about him? They first thing, he could shoot, he could do. I'm like, bro, he cannot shoot like that. He could shoot the 3 average. In the post game, they try to show you. They show you a few moves in the post he did where he just wrapped around using his arm to push the guy off and then score the basket. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean that's a post move, dog. Like, I'm talking post move, like when he's in trouble and the lane's cut off from him. Like, what else does he do? Can he fade away? And the dude's shot is so ugly. It's not even funny. But this is the guy who y'all root for all the time. But Draymond Green was not only the reason, but he's one of the reasons that Kevin Durant left, also Pete Myers, and also the organization. They were very disrespectful, and I'm glad KD left. Now everybody trying to give Steph Curry a pass. Oh man, Steph was by himself. He was by himself. Steph wasn't by himself. He had Wiggins out there. He had other players. Wiggins actually wasn't that bad last year. He wasn't. And I'm not a Wiggins fan. I think the guy's soft. But he really wasn't that bad last year. Oubre was okay. Lee was okay. All of them guys stepped up. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. When the real games of football start, I'm going to be doing that every day. And plus, if I miss some games, I can go replay them at another time. Now, I also heard in news, Tom Holland, or is it Holland? No, my bad. Tom Hardy in Venom, he wants to have a scene fighting Spider-Man in part 3. In Venom 3, he wants him and Spider-Man to have a fight scene. And he's trying to get Tom Holland and Spider-Man over there. Now, that'll be interesting. I think they ought to make it happen. Give us the Spider-Man crossover to Venom. Spider-Man could make its own universe. Spider-Man really don't need Marvel like that. They just need Marvel for the direction. But Spider-Man could... You kidding me? Spider-Man could do so many things in this universe. Now you got the multiverse of madness coming out with Doctor Strange. So now... Spider-Man, you understand, with the 3 Spider-Mans now from different times. That'll be straight. That will be straight. Now, Let There Be Carnage, I think, is going to be a great movie. I think it's going to open up more possibilities of Venom and Spider-Man crossovers. And the Carnage, you're going to have to bring Spider-Man in part 3 because it's because of Spider-Man helping Venom that they were able to beat Carnage. Venom can't beat Carnage by itself at all. He cannot beat him by himself at all. So we'll see how that is. We'll see where that comes about. And I feel like you should have them. It's about that time to have them cross over. I really want a Sinister Six movie. That's what I want. The Sinister Six would be amazing. That'll be real amazing. like that. Yeah. I was listening to some old songs that me and my brother did, like music back in the day, man. I was like, man. Some of them were good. Some of them I was like, nah, I can trash that. You know, you just go back reminiscing when you hear some old songs about, like, when you hear how you were rapping then compared to now. You would be like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah. That's what I want to see, man. I want to see that Spider-Man thing ASAP. Now, I heard also that Suicide Squad was going to make Superman a villain. He was going to be the villain of Suicide Squad. I want to know how that will happen. Superman versus the Suicide Squad. Like, come on. That's going to be... Unless you have somebody omnipotent or on that level of Superman, you are not beating Superman. Unless you got Deadshot. Now, if you got Deadshot will take him out. Whoever. But that's interesting. But tell me, man, tell me in the comment section that Tom Holland and Tom Hardy Spider-Man and Venom crossover. How do you think that would go? Do you think that'll be a great? Do you think that'll be great? Do you think that'll be Do you think that'll be a great crossover? Or do you think it's gonna be cheesy? Because you know it's gonna be kind of different. I want to know from you guys. Would that be a great featured film? To me, I would love to see it. I think it'll be fun to see Spider-Man in a rated R movie. But would you make it rated R? You would have to make it rated R. You know, because it's Venom and then you got Carnage. So we're going to see like how that would be. A Spider-Man rated R. You know, that's going to be vicious. Because usually Spider-Man is PG-13, I believe. Might be lower, but I don't know. I think it'll be great. It'll be interesting to see that. But how do you guys think it would go? And then would rated R be good for Spider-Man? Will it help Spider-Man? Because you know Spider-Man, a lot of the fans of Spider-Man are kids. You know, kids really love Spider-Man. So it's like, what would you do? How I feel about it, I feel it'll be great. It'll be different, but it'll be great. But they would. I don't want it to be cheesy when they meet up. I want it to be something like Spider-Man's, on a mystery about something, and then he just runs into Venom, and then they get it on right then and there. I don't want it to be cheesy where they meet up or something. You know what I'm saying? I want it to at least be interesting, intriguing. But let me know in the comment section, was Draymond Green, is he really the reason that the Warriors is he really the reason that Kevin Durant left? Me, I think so. I think he was one of the reasons. I think Pete Myers was the other one in the organization. And would a Spider-Man crossover to Venom, would that be great? Would it be okay? Would it be alright? And plus, how would Spider-Man look being rated R? That's something you gotta ask yourself. Would it be great, or would it be alright? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you could donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you all for listening, and we out. Deezy.